Very good morning, friends. Today I thought that I should be sharing one of the greatest books of the century. That is none other than, the book by Shiv Khera, which I believe you all must have read it. But those who have missed or those who have read it but forgotten, let me give you the summary of that book in a very crisp and very, confined manner. I am very sure that you will definitely like the presentation because I have actually made it with my complete dedication, and I believe that whatever I have made can actually help you for help those who have not read this book, and those who have actually read this book, they will definitely get some benefit out of the summary which I will be sharing with all of you. Yeah. So, let me directly jump to the book. It says the title of the book is You Can Win, and the author is Shiv Khera. Shiv Khera is from India, and he's one of the best authors across the globe. He's renowned as one of the best authors, and he has written multiple books. One of the greatest books in the history of motivational books is written by him. That is You Can Win, and he has sold more than 100 million copies of this book. I'm sorry, 10 million copies of more than 10 million copies of this book. So let me directly jump to, without any further ado, let me directly jump to the summary and conclusion of this book. So welcome to You Can Win book. It says that achieving success and happiness is within your reach. Shiv Khera has said that if you are doing something, and if you achieve something in terms of success, so then that success, you define your success from your own parameters. You define your happiness from your own parameters, and that parameters, who decide? Nobody decides other than you. So your parameters of success and happiness may or may not be as like the parameters I have framed for myself. So that's the first part. Let me directly go to the to the presentation which I've made into 20 steps. This complete book I have divided into 20 steps, and step by step I will definitely go ahead with that, with the complete title and the understanding of what is there in the title. So the first one is set clear goals. So friends, you have to be very specific. You have to have a very specific goal. When I say what is specific goal is basically divided into a small frame which is called as SMART. What is SMART? S is specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is realistic, and T is time bound. It says that whatever goal you have in your life, it has to be very specific. You should have quantified goal. Like for example, I want my salary to be 5 lakh rupees a month by the end of 2024. So that is the very specific goal I have, because it is quantified. If the same goal, if suppose I say I have a goal of having a big salary, and that too in the coming times, is it a specific goal? No. Why? Because there are two things. One, you don't have the quantification of what and how much you want. Second, when you want. So your goal has to be very specific, and moreover, it has to be achievable. Like suppose today I'm standing at a salary of 50,000 rupees per month, right? At the end of the year, if I put a goal like I want to take my 50,000 salary from when I'm sitting at the month of July, and by the end of this year, within 6 months, I want to make it 5 lakhs rupees. Is it possible? Does it seem possible? No, it doesn't seem possible. So your goal, whatever goal you have in your life, it has to be very specific. Then measurable means you can actually measure that in terms of some figures, in terms of some quantification. You have some standard to measure that goals. So that's measurable. Then come to the third point, which is achievable. Is it really achievable? Do you have that kind of goal which you have set for yourself, which seems impossible for others? It could be one of the cases, but it has to be specific, measurable, and achievable, right? And then the fourth one is R is what? R is realistic. So if your goal is not realistic, you will find it very difficult to meet that goal. And the last one is time bound, the way which when I've just now told in my example, that I would like to achieve my goal before the end of this year. So that is actually what is called as SMART, right? Now, once you have framed that smart goal for yourself, now what is the next step? You will have to break down this big goals into smaller steps, because big goal cannot be achieved in one single jump. Can you reach to the roof, or the first floor or second floor by the help of a stair by just jumping from the first step to the 12th step? Can you do that? No, you cannot do that. So you will have to go step by step. So you will have to similarly break down your big goals into smaller goals. So once you have broken down your big goals into smaller goals, what you have to do is the most important thing. You have to write down your goals and review them on a very, very regular basis. So once you write down, you review them, you will come to know what is exactly happening, right? So then what is the benefit of doing this? The benefit is you will have clarity and focus, the most important thing. Second, you will have motivation and direction every time when you see that goal. Okay. And the third one is it has a measurable progress, because you can actually quantify where you have reached, and where you have to go. Now let us jump to the step number 2. That's develop a positive mindset. So when you think of developing a positive mindset, you will have to focus on positivity and not on negativity, right? You will have to practice gratitude and optimism. Why you will have to keep on practicing gratitude and optimism? Very simple, because gratitude is something which defines your persona. Yeah. If you are down to earth, definitely the possibility of you getting acceptance in the society is going to be very, very high. Along with that along with that the most important thing is optimism. Why you need to be optimism? Because if you are pessimistic or over pessimistic or over optimized, then you will be in trouble. You will have to have a very rational view that whatever is happening, you will have something positive in that. Okay. And in step 2, when you have to develop a positive mindset, you will have to surround yourself with the positive people. I would give you one example which I have read in one of the great books, which says that your personality is actually the average sum of the 5 people with whom you spend your maximum time. I'm repeating, your personality is the average sum of the 5 people with whom you spend your maximum time. This is what I've read in one of the greatest book. And they say that if you surround yourself with negative people, if you surround yourself with people who have got a pessimistic views, who have got a negative influence, definitely your personality will start reflecting the average sum of that in you. Yeah. So what becomes quite inevitable is to surround yourself with positive people. And if you have any negative people, any person who is talking negative, you will have to immediately leave the company of that person and have to interact and start mingling with the person whom you feel he is quite positive and quite influencing. Yeah. Let me further extend it. Now, power of positive thinking, what is that? Why power of positive thinking is required? Because it improves your mental health, number one. It boosts your creativity, and it enhances your relationship. Now, what is a need for this positive thinking? The positive thinking is basically not only going to help you from the perspective of meeting your objective, but it will also help you psychologically stabilizing yourself. And the release of, because I'm just trying to go to the scientific part of it, if you're very, very positive thinker, the possibility of the neurotransmitters which are released in the brain, these neurotransmitters, you have feel good factors like serotonin, which is released in the brain. All these neurotransmitters will supplement and complement in order to meet your objective. So you will have to improve your mental health. You will not have to take stress. You will have to take a proper sleep, so that you are absolutely relaxed and you are comfortable when it comes to your physical health. Then you will have to boost your creativity, because creativity is something which is so very important and so very widely accepted by the people. If you are monotonous in your job, if you are doing the same thing again and again, possibility for you to get ignorant by the people who are observing you is very, very high, right? So you will have to boost your creativity, and you will have to enhance your relationships. How you will enhance? By changing your people, changing your mindset and being positive. Now let me directly jump to step number 3. What is step number 3? It says you will have to build your self-esteem. Now, what is there in building the self-esteem? It says that believe in yourself and your abilities. Because if you don't believe in yourself, and if you don't believe what you can do, the kind of potential you have, you might be into you might be sailing in the fool's paradise. Yeah. So What I'm trying to tell you is that you will have to develop a very positive self image. You will have to focus on the strengths and not the weaknesses. There's a terminology which is called as SWOT in the management books. If you see, read the organization behavior, you will see a terminology which is called as SWOT. What is SWOT? SWOT is actually a strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat quadrant, which is made by yourself or made by somebody else who is doing your analysis. And he will actually try to put your strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats into four quadrants and try to match those strengths and weaknesses with the opportunities and threats. Now I'll divide this quadrant into two parts. Strength and weakness is that is yours. It is internal. Opportunity and threats, they are external. You cannot do anything into the opportunity and threats. Can you do that? Corona was quite inevitable for everybody, right? Did anyone do anything about corona, that it should not come? It came. So that was the threat. Opportunity, like you have the AI coming into the this social this world, the third word. Yeah. So this AI is an opportunity for you to grab. So opportunity is always external, threat is always external. What is internal is strength and weakness. You can only and only work on your strengths and weakness. You will have to start capitalizing on your strengths, and you will have to nullify those factors which are actually a part of your weakness. Yeah. Let me further extend it. Now, importance of self-esteem. Now, why there is importance of self-esteem? Why do you need self-esteem? Because it builds your confidence and resilience. Now, for better relationship, you need to have a great self-esteem. Because if you don't have a self-esteem, what will happen? It will decrease your productivity. So as to enhance your productivity and to build your relationship and confidence, you will have to have self-esteem as a great part in your personality. Now let me jump to step number 4. What is step number 4? Step number 4 in this You Can Win book says that you will have to overcome fear and anxiety. Now many a time, what happens is whenever we are doing something, we are always have a secondary view of that particular thing, that if what if I fail? So what? Everybody, anybody in the world can fail. So failure is a part of a journey. Let me tell you, my dear friends, if I ask you what is the opposite of male, you will say female. What is the opposite of water? You will say fire. What is the opposite of sky? You will say earth. If I ask you a very simple question, what is the opposite of success? Don't say failure, because to me, the opposite of success is not failure, it is learning. So whatever you are doing, you are not failing, you are actually learning different ways to overcome them. Have you heard about the name of Thomas Edison, the one, the scientist who discovered this bulb? He failed for nearly 9,999 times. Some person came to him and said that, you have failed for 999 times, 9,999 times, and still you are actually, after the invention of a bulb. So are you mad? Have you gone mad? What is the replies of Thomas Edison gave to that fellow? Thomas Edison told to him that I'm not mad. Rather, 9,999 ways I have learned that by which you cannot make a bulb. So it is not a failure, it is a learning. So there is nothing called as failure in life, it is always learning. So you will have to face your fears head on. Yeah. You have to fight with your fears. You should not hide yourself behind the curtain that you are not in a situation to face your fears. You will have to build your confidence. You will have to take actions despite the fear factor. Yeah. So that fear factor you will have to throw out of your brain. Now let me further extend it and stretch it. So when you identify and challenge limiting beliefs, what will happen? You will have to take the calculative risk. One should always take risk. If you really want to grow in your career, you will have to take risk. You cannot go away with by saying that I'm not interested in taking risk. You will have to take risk if you are really wanting yourself to be a successful person. Now you will have to take risk, but that too calculative. You cannot directly jump into the fire, can you? You cannot. Otherwise you'll burn yourself. So you will have to take a very calculative and very very specified calculative list, which will practice relaxation techniques. You will have to practice the relaxation technique, because in this process of doing something, you will absolutely get stressed, you will absolutely get demotivated, you will you know so what is required? You need a detox. What is that detox? The detox is you have to learn relaxation techniques. What is that relaxation technique? Meditation, yoga, walking, exercise, talking to your friends, reading good books. So all these are relaxation techniques. Why I'm talking about all this complete pentameter in terms of giving you the complete overview of how you can win as a person, and how you can be a great successful person in life. Now let me jump to the step number 5. Step number 5 of this book says that you will have to build positive habits. Now, what is the need of this positive habit? Why do you need to have a positive habit? Because you will have to create a routine and stick to it. I'll give you one example. You will find it very interesting. The example is, whenever people go to sleep on the bed. When they go to sleep, what they do is they put an alarm. Okay, that I will have to get up sharp 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. So what happens is, when the alarm rings in the morning at sharp 5 a.m., what they do, 90% of the people, they will snooze it. So they will snooze it for 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. They will say that, let it be. I let me sleep for 5 more minutes. Then five again the alarm will ring. What will happen? They will further snooze it, and they will make it 5:10. Now, my question to all of you is that if they are snoozing the alarm, what it means? Yesterday night, they promised to themselves that they will, get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and then immediately in the very beginning of the day, they have ditched themselves. They have actually betrayed the commitment they have given to their own self. So, what is that? It is called as self-betraying. Yeah. So, you will have to create a routine and stick to it. Then you will have to practice the social discipline, self-discipline. Why self-discipline is very much required? Because self-discipline, to me, one of the greatest key success factor for anybody is self-discipline. Self-discipline is something which will help you. It is actually the fundamental base for you to grow in your life. You will have to replace the bad habits with good ones. That's the next part of it. Because there are multiple bad habits. It could be physical, it could be social, it could be anything. And bad habits, when I say social bad habit, is drinking. When I say social bad habit, is spending your time unnecessary. When I say social bad habit, it could be smoking. And when I say physical bad habit, it could be getting into argumentation, being panic about things, being anxious about things. So these are called as physical bad habits. So you will have to transform these bad habits into good ones, right? Then let me further extend it. So what are the benefits of positive thinking? You will have improved productivity. Productivity is something which will get enhanced when you think positive and when you imbibe these habits into your day-to-day life. For the better time management, you will have to have positive habits, and to have increased energy, you will have to have positive habits. That is what is required. Now let me directly jump to step number 6. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you continue to be with me for another 20-25 minutes, I'm sure you will get the complete gist of this book, great book called as You Can Win. People take around about 7 to 10 days to read this book, and I'm trying to summarize this complete book in 30 minutes. Don't you think it's a great strategy? Don't you think it is something which you can continue to learn by associating with me? This will help two ways. One, you will get something in a very crisp and very short time. And second, I will also get motivated that you are there to listen to me. If I don't have anybody to listen to, I may not be able to I may not be able to motivate myself. But let me tell you very frankly, even if there is no viewer in my channel, I will continue to make videos, because even if I am getting failure by not attracting any viewer, still I am doing a great successful journey by learning and becoming a good human being by every presentation I am making. Don't you think it's a win-win situation? So life is all about learning. You don't have any failure in life. Even if there is no viewer, I can see in my YouTube, I'm just giving you my example, I get to have lot of very small views. But have you seen, I have crossed more than 1500, 1600 videos, and still I'm making it. Why I'm doing that? I should get demotivated. Why I'm continue to doing that? And I'm making good videos. I'm just trying to make a mixture of that. I'm making medical videos, I'm making motivational videos, I'm making training and development videos, I'm making the summary of books, I'm making the quotes videos, I'm doing a lot of things. You know why? Because of only one thing, that even if I am a big failure in YouTube, the only thing which I will get is I will have a refined version of myself. Because of this, I'm trying to get into YouTube. If it works, it's well and good. If it doesn't, then again well and good, because in this whole process the final beneficiary is me. So that is why I've selected that, I will continue to fight, I will continue to put videos, and I will continue to do whatever I am doing. Yeah. So you will have to surround yourself with the positive people. That is what the step number 6 says. You will have to build a very great support network. If suppose like the way you are associated with me, yeah, it's a support network. If I don't have anybody to support to me, I will find some time aloof and alone in my this whole journey. So what I will have to do is I will have to create a support network who will continue to support me. I will have to seek mentors or coaches. I will have to keep reading inspiring stories, because there are two ways to get motivated. One, to get motivated from the external environment, the people you have, they keep on pushing you. Or two, you will have to get self motivated. If you don't have people to support you, that is what is called as self motivation, and that comes by reading, that comes by listening to good thoughts, good books, and listening to good stories. That will actually help you, being a great positive person. Now, let me further extend it. You will have to have a support and encouragement by these supportive people. You will have to have new perspectives and idea, because ideation is something which will enhance your creativity. If you don't have great idea, you will not be creative, because to have a great creativity, you will have to have great idea, and great idea comes with great creativity. So it's a kind of vicious cycle. Yeah. And the last in this positive influencer is the accountability. So accountability is something like, if you are failing, you don't put the blame on somebody else. You will have to accept it, that the failure is only because of me and success is because of the team. That is the great ability a leader should have. Now let me directly jump to step number 7. It says that you will have to stay focused and absolutely motivated. So when you're thinking of getting focused to whatever you're doing, you will have to have a focused approach towards your goal. You will have to celebrate your success along with the way, because if you don't celebrate, you will have to cheer yourself by celebrating your small successes, because that will actually give you self motivation. You will have to keep yourself motivated with positive self talk and reward, even if nobody is there with you, because that will help you grow in your career. Instead of you trying to look for positive feedback from the people or the comments from the people, if you're self motivated, you don't wait for anybody to speak to you, or you don't wait for anybody to appreciate you. You have a self appreciation which is a kind of fuel for you to go and grow ahead in life. So that is what it is. Let me further stretch it. So you will have to find your why. Why are you doing this? That why. Have you read the book called as Find Your Why, or Why, by Simon Sinek? Simon Sinek is one of the greatest authors in the history of motivational speakers, and I really appreciate him for the book which he has written. He said that you will have to find that why is the center epicenter of that whatever you're doing. If I am making videos, right, am I making these videos just for the sake of making? Am I making this video just to influence you? No. I should have a question to myself. I should ask a question to myself that, why I am doing this. Whatever you're doing is, you will have to find out your why. And if you have found out that your why you're doing it, I believe that is going to be the precursor for you to keep motivating and keep supporting, that you will have to go and grow a very long way. Then, once you have found out your why, you will have to continue tracking your progress. Are you on the right track? Are you doing whatever you're doing, are you doing rightly, right? And finally, if you find that yes, you're doing good things, you're doing it, you are absolutely on the right track, you will have to continue rewarding yourself. If you don't reward, what will happen? You will again get demotivated. I told you now that if whether you can appreciate me, or if you are not appreciating me, who else is there? I should have a self appreciation, and that comes with my own motivation. Okay. So you will have to face the challenges absolutely head on. You will have to learn from your failures, and you will have to be very very flexible, because if you are like, suppose I'll give you an example of a great small example, but a great example, right? Have you seen water? Yes, you must have seen. Everybody have seen that. Okay. So this water, if you put it into a bowl, what will happen? It will take the shape of a ball. If you put that water into a glass, it will take the shape of a glass. If you put that water into plate, it will take the shape of a plate. So you should be flexible enough in order to match to your external environment. You should be flexible enough to dissolve into the external environment. You should not be so adamant, so rigid, rigid that I will not change. Like for example, if there is a ball, okay, this ball is absolutely rigid. If you try to put it in the glass, you can push it, but putting it everywhere, like putting it in the ball, putting it in the glass, putting it in the bottle, is it possible? No. Why? Because the ball is rigid. So ball has to be absolutely flexible in order to get acceptance, in order to get take the shape of the individual with whom it is trying to intermingle. Okay, so you will have to absolutely surround yourself with the positive people. Now let me give you the conclusion of the whole book. The conclusion is absolutely in 3 lines. One, it says that success and happiness are within your reach. I'm repeating, success and happiness are within your reach. So you will have to follow these 7 steps to achieve your goals. Whatever 7 steps which I have told you, you will have to follow these steps, and you will have to ensure that you believe in yourself at any and every moment in your journey and your abilities. If you don't believe, if you try to get demotivated, then finally what will happen is you may leave the track. So the final thought is, you will have to take action, not tomorrow, today. You will have to stay committed to your goals, not tomorrow, today. You will have to celebrate your success, not tomorrow, today. So I will try to close this. I'll give you the summary before I close this. The summary I'll give you, and then I'll close with a very, very beautiful, quote, which I believe that you will appreciate. So the first step is, you will have to set your clear goals. What is the second step? You will have to develop a very positive mindset. What is the third step? You will have to build a great self-esteem. What is the fourth step? You will have to overcome fear and anxiety. What is the fifth step? You will have to build a very positive habit. What is the sixth step? You will have to surround yourself with positivity. What is the seventh step? You will have to stay focused and motivated. Now I will summarize and put everything into one single phrase, one single line. What is that? Let me recall. uh, uh, Not today or tomorrow. I am sorry, I forgot it. See, that is what is called as, when you are sitting and making videos off the cuff. So what happens is, you tend to forget things. So what it shows, let me give you the positive aspect of it. What it shows, it shows that you are not at all artificial. You are absolutely natural. Oh, now I have recalled. One day or day one. Will you do all these things one day, or today is going to be the day one? Choice is yours. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Please like, subscribe, and forward my channel. Have a wonderful day ahead.